Hello and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News on this Tuesday, January 6th. I'm Grant Olson. Here's some of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. Confluence Health anticipates beginning construction on a new cancer center in November, which will expand space available for care while consolidating services into one location. A rural Grant County fire district is taking steps after its petty cash and credit card accounts were abused by a former chief. Along with windy conditions, expect rain mixed with snow tonight and tomorrow. Your full local weather forecast is coming up. An Eastmont School Board member already charged with assault and stalking in Chelan County now faces felony domestic violence charges in Douglas County. Prosecutors yesterday charged 46-year-old Jason Hines with third-degree rape, intimidating a witness, extortion, stalking, and 2 counts of fourth-degree assault. The rape charge stems from an alleged sexual assault against a former significant other in October of 2018. Hines's daughter told police he hit her for missing a softball practice and then told her not to speak with Child Protective Services. Hines's former fiance, a medical professional, told police that Hines threatened to tell her work she had violated HIPAA if she did not follow a contract he wrote out. Additionally, the woman reported Hines assaulted her the day she was moving out, and he'd been driving by places where she might be in the months following their breakup. Hines must appear in court for the new charges on January 20th. The Eastmont School Board is scheduled to meet on January 12th. Confluence Health anticipates beginning construction on a new cancer center in November, which will expand space available for care while consolidating services into one location. The center will be incorporated as an addition to the current Confluence Health Hospital Central Campus and is budgeted at nearly $60 million. It will increase available exam rooms by 38% and medical infusion chairs by 76% and increase the number of linear accelerated vaults radiation treatment from 1 to 2. Confluence Health is working with the design build teams located in Bothell and Seattle. If all goes according to schedule, the first patient is expected to be served in mid-2028. A 3-car collision stymied traffic Monday on the George Seller Bridge shortly before rush hour. East Wenatchee Police Sergeant Karsten Garcia says it started about 3:50 p.m. when one car rear-ended another as it slowed at the westbound on-ramp. A third car then failed to stop in time and struck the middle vehicle after it stopped. Garcia said 2 drivers in that crash were cited for following too closely. One driver suffered minor injuries to their knee. The accident scene was cleared and traffic was flowing again about 40 minutes later. Sheriff's detectives in Grant County are looking into a set of collectible thefts from storage units in the Moses Lake area. The break-ins happened in the last week of 2025. On December 27th, someone broke into a storage center in the 19,000 block of Division Road in Lakeview and made off with goods including about 400 Hot Wheels toy cars, half of them still in the original packaging. In a December 31st incident, someone robbed storage units in the 3900 block of Ottmer Road in Cascade Valley and took an estimated 60 to 80 boxes of Warhammer figurines, the paintable miniatures used in the popular tabletop strategy game. Anyone with information about the thefts is asked to call the Sheriff's Crime Reduction Team to help restore the valuables to their owners. When we come back, asphalt repairs that were planned for Chumstick Highway as it carries diverted traffic from Highway 2 have now been delayed until Wednesday and Thursday. And marchers in Leavenworth last weekend marked the celebration of Dia de los Reyes with a costumed parade from the Wenatchee River Institute to the downtown Fest Hall. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCWLIFE, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Welcome to Mountain Chick Floral, your go-to flower and plant shop in downtown Wenatchee. Explore their wide variety of unusual and fun plants. And when you buy a plant in a container, they'll pot it up for you absolutely free. Birthday or weddings, they'll create the perfect floral arrangement for you. Brighten up your office with fresh blooms delivered to your door or business. Ask about floral subscriptions. Visit Mountain Chick Floral today, where every occasion is a reason to celebrate with flowers.
It's time for BC Outdoor Sport Fishing TV, Season 16, with your host, Mike Mitchell.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCWLIFE. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Asphalt repairs that were planned for Chumstick Highway as it carries diverted traffic from Highway 2 have now been delayed until Wednesday and Thursday. The Washington Department of Transportation says when crews started work Monday at one of 9 locations on Chumstick, they were short on asphalt due to a contractor's equipment issues. Instead, drivers can expect construction and flagger-controlled traffic to start tomorrow and possibly end on Thursday afternoon. Chelan County has also lowered the speed limit in one section of the Chumstick bypass just north of Plain. It's now 35 miles an hour on Beaver Valley Road, where it will remain until Highway 2 repairs are completed. Chumstick and Beaver Valley currently provide the only route between Leavenworth and Coles Corner after December's rainstorms destroyed parts of Highway 2 in Tumwater Canyon. A rural Grant County Fire District is taking steps after its petty cash and credit card accounts were abused by a former chief. Kevin Whitaker was sentenced in September to 120 days in jail for writing about $30,000 in checks to himself while chief of Grant County Fire District 4 based in Warden. Whitaker also enriched himself using the department's credit cards to the tune of about $15,000. The Washington State Auditor's Office followed up recommending new financial controls for the department last month. That audit also found that the fire district failed to follow procurement laws when it spent about $700,000 for a new fire truck and equipment in 2022 and 2023. Marchers in Leavenworth last weekend marked a celebration of Dia de los Reyes with a costume parade from the Wenatchee River Institute to the downtown Fest Hall. The Latin American Christian Festival marks the Epiphany. That's the day when the wise men are said to have visited the newborn Jesus in Bethlehem. It's also the feast day that ends the Christmas season in the Christmas calendar. Scores of people participated in the holiday procession and in the food and entertainment at the Fest Hall afterward. Coming up next is using the touchscreens that are almost in all new cars safe. We'll let you know what researchers at the University of Washington found in tonight's feature story. Rain showers in the forecast for north central Washington with heavy snow expected on both Stevens and Snoqualmie passes. I'll have your local weather details coming up, followed by Eric Granstrom with all the day's sports action as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues after these messages.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCWLIFE, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
The winter prep sports season is here, and NCWLIFE channel has you covered. Follow the Cashmere Bulldogs, Eastmont Wildcats, and Wenatchee Panthers right here. Coverage is brought to you in part by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Apple Valley Honda, Biosports Physical Therapy, Coastal Farm and Ranch, and Coldwell Banker Cascade Real Estate. Follow the action all winter long on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
NCWLIFE channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in north central Washington. Programming on NCWLIFE would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
Well, we've long been taught that it's dangerous to use your phone while driving, but now touchscreens are incorporated into almost every newer car. New research from the University of Washington using a simulator finds that drivers' performance on the road tends to suffer when touchscreen tasks are introduced. Those findings are illustrated in this UW video feature.
Today, almost every car has a touchscreen put in it. And we need to understand how interacting with that touchscreen affects people's driving. And so this study was a chance to investigate how cognitive load, touchscreens, and driving all kind of interact with each other.
Okay, then let's just do okay.
So we have a driving simulator that was sent to us by Toyota Research Institute, TRI. We also have a touchscreen that's mounted near the field of view, just like you might have in a car. And of course, steering wheel and gas and brake pedals and so on.
You can start driving now.
So what participants did, they would drive the car and do their best to stay in the lane that they're assigned to. But at the same time, they also would interact with a touchscreen. And in our case, the touchscreen has a series of circles on it that light up and you have to tap those circles. And that mimics interacting with a touchscreen, but allows us to really measure the performance of a user while they're selecting those targets on the touchscreen.
So this image is for the depth camera for tracking the movement of the hands. For eye tracking, we use tiny camera right in front of participant's eye.
We use eye tracking to follow the driver's gaze, and we can tell how much are they looking at the road versus away from the road. We can also track galvanic skin response, which tells us how stressed a driver is. We also looked at how increased cognitive load affects driving and affects touchscreen use.
9,
8,
0,
9.
We had them essentially do a memory task where they had to remember a sequence of numbers and repeat those back.
Like someone is talking with you and you need to memorize what he or she was talking about.
Yeah, we found a number of interesting implications of touchscreens in driving contexts. When interacting with a touchscreen, drivers swerve quite a bit more from the center line of their lane. We also found that when you're driving, your ability to interact with the touchscreen is compromised. Your efficiency in selecting targets is about half of what it was if you're just sitting still and not driving. We also found that increased cognitive load means that driving and touchscreen performance gets worse. I think this research helps inform how we might improve touchscreen interfaces for drivers. For example, if the car knows that the driver is in a turn, maybe it shows a different interface on the touchscreen than if the driver is stopped at a red light and has time to look at the touchscreen in a more prolonged way. Ultimately, we hope to make driving safer and enable the car actually to sense what state the user's in and improve driving for the user.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a fantastic Tuesday. Nice for most of the day, but as we look out our weather window from about mid-afternoon, this was the scene up in Leavenworth, a winter wonderland. This is our Tumwater Canyon tower camera, and you can see Leavenworth is down there somewhere, but boy, that snow, it really moved into western Chelan County during the afternoon, and our passes, they are going to be a mess, folks, today and tomorrow. Look at some of these totals. 24 to 30 inches of snow possible over Stevens Pass and about 12 to 18 inches over Snoqualmie. We will just see a light dusting in the lowlands, and if you travel east into Lookout Pass into Idaho, they will also see about 12 to 18 inches of mountain snow. So it is on the way. Also on the way, some windy conditions. We will see that in parts of our viewing area. I think Wenatchee, we could top out at 25, and that's a maybe for us. But boy, the Columbia Basin, Waterville Plateau, you could not only see 25 to 35 mile an hour winds, you could maybe see 35 to 45 mile an hour wind gusts tonight and into tomorrow morning. So a pretty big storm system set to move in, and we'll talk more about that in a second. Unofficially today, 38 degrees our high, 32 is normal, 50 our record high, and that was set in 2009. Another warm morning, 30 our overnight low, 23 is where we should be for a normal low, and look at that record low, 1982, 10 below zero. Sunrise 7:47, and the sun set this afternoon at 4:26. All right, temperatures as we get you into Wednesday are going to warm up just a little bit. 42 for Moses Lake and Ephrata, 41 in Quincy, 39 for Wenatchee. Chelan, you will see 38 degrees, and Leavenworth tomorrow, above normal, all of us, at 37 degrees. So we're going to continue with that as we make our way through the week and into the weekend. Tonight, cloudy skies. We are seeing a bit of a trough of low pressure off the coast, associated cold front, and we will see those showers kind of taper off a little bit later on tonight, about a 50% chance of it. For Wednesday, cloudy skies. That trough moves right into Washington State and dips down into the southeastern part of the state. That'll kick off about a 40% chance for a rain-snow mix. Highs on Wednesday in the upper 30s. For your Thursday, cloudy skies once again, but high pressure is beginning to build in, and you can see the top of that ridge, but maybe some leftover showers in our future for Thursday. Considering we'll be around 40, I think most of the precipitation will be in the form of rain for Thursday. And then Friday, that high pressure system controls our weather. Ridge over the Pacific Northwest. Partly cloudy skies for Friday. We will be mild with highs again around 40 degrees. And then as we get you into the upcoming weekend, partly cloudy skies, a lot like Friday, although we will see an increase in clouds as another storm is set to move in. High temperatures in the upper 30s, so rain and snow overnight Saturday, and this will be our situation when you wake up on Sunday. A good chance for morning rain and snow, but heck, by afternoon, we'll be partly cloudy, so a good way to end our weekend on Sunday. High temperatures still mild into those upper 30s. And then by the end of our forecast on Monday, high pressure right in Utah, the Great Basin area, will keep our weather fairly stable, although just a little bit of a storm system. It's all rain, could move in on Monday, about a 40% chance of the wet stuff, with high temperatures Monday still mild, right around 40 degrees. Here's your 7-day forecast now, and it's brought to you by Colonial Vista Senior Living in Wenatchee, where comfort, care, and community come together. All right, 30 degrees overnight tonight. A good chance for rain and snow tonight. Once again tomorrow, about a 40% chance. That'll go down to 20% on Thursday with a high of 40, and then a couple of mainly dry days for Friday and Saturday. 40 for Friday, 38 your high on Saturday, and then evening or morning showers Sunday, giving way to partly cloudy skies by afternoon and 39. More rain in the forecast on Monday with a high temperature of 40 degrees. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
And a good Tuesday to you. The Kraken have won 3 games in a row for the second time in a couple of weeks after a 5-1 win in Calgary last night. The Flames got on the board first before Seattle could even it on Jacob Mellinson's first career NHL goal. From there on, it was all Kraken and goalie Philip Grubauer.
Pretty quick motor on him. Sure does. Ridden heavily into the corner by Kuznetsov.
We noticed that last game versus the Kraken. We talked about it a couple of times.
Lomberg, he can motor. His shot stopped by Grubauer. Rebound. Hawker scores!
But just one of those games where he's got to really fight hard.
Huberdeau on the inside. Hooked by Larson. Penalty coming up. Penalty shot. Huberdeau approaches and carries it on the penalty shot. Wide shoots. Stopped by the blocker of Grubauer. Weegar can't get it out. Winterton curls back down. Shoots. Stopped by Wolf. Rebound. They score. Melanson will tuck that in and tie it up. That's a big goal for Melanson. Off the boards in front of the boxes. Huberdeau stretches out to Sharangovich. One-on-one. Sharangovich shoots. Right past save by Grubauer. Go. Up ice of the Kraken. Freddie Gaudreau has right in front. Finds him and scores! That was a Myers setup to right. Weegar angled one out to center. Dunn will take over. Larson snaps it ahead. On the Kakko. Bursting in is Beniers. Kakko to the trailer. Dunn shoots. Scores! Top corner shot by Vince Dunn. And it's a 3-1 Seattle lead. 6 skaters on for the Flames. Off the draw, Cadry goes to the line. Frost played it in. Stevenson to Gaudreau. Shoots for the empty net. Scores! Seattle on the front end of a back-to-back. They'll jump on the plane, go to their home ice with the Bruins waiting. Beniers tests Wolf. He'll stop and rebound. They score! Adding one for good measure is Beniers, who makes it 5-1 Seattle.
Kraken coach Lane Lambert and players Philip Grubauer, Shane Wright, and Jacob Mellinson talked afterwards about the victory.
Well, the third period, I thought we did a really good job of doing things that we talked about, sort of playing and winning hockey. I thought our changes were good in the third. I thought our shift length was good, which to me just completely talks about our team.
Second period, we were like a little under the fire there, but we managed to get away and get out of that one with a tie, and it was, I think, a phenomenal third period, different than the other night for sure.
Yeah, that's a great win. Gruby, another unreal game. Mel this first there, and yeah, that's a total team effort for sure.
I mean, that's something you dream of as a kid. I mean, like I said before, playing the NHL game is cool, but getting that first goal is unreal, and it's cool that it came from wins, so it means a lot.
Seattle's right back at it tonight with a home game at Climate Pledge Arena against the Boston Bruins. They'll drop the puck at 7 o'clock on Prime Video and Kong TV. Well, Seahawks coach Mike McDonald met with the media Monday following Seattle's 13-3 win over San Francisco to win the NFC West and secure the number 1 seed in the NFC. Coach McDonald says that even though they have the week off, they're still doing some work at the facility in Renton.
You know, the guys were in today really to put the game to bed, and then they'll be off tomorrow, and we'll have a good work day on Wednesday and Thursday, and then the players will have a few days off, and we'll be back rocking on Monday. So, you know, it's a little tricky because you don't know what day you're going to play.
Mike, are your staff doing any advanced scouting on the what-if opponents? You're just going to wait till that's...
No, we'll be working on those teams throughout the week. Yep, I mean, it's a combination where I think the possible teams are Green Bay, Carolina, Los Angeles, and San Francisco. So, you know, we have those recent games with 3 of those teams, and so we'll spend a good amount of time working on Green Bay as well. So, you know, however the weekend ends up shaking out, we should feel really great going into Monday.
Seattle awaits the weekend's wildcard games to play out to see whom they'll face in the divisional round at Lumen Field. After playing 6 games in 8 days, the Wenatchee Wild are enjoying a week to recoup before resuming their Western Hockey League schedule. Wenatchee's coming off a 4-3 overtime win in Portland on Sunday, and Wild broadcaster Austin Droughty says they can use lessons learned to use going forward.
Yeah, the Wild did a good job of checking and interrupting passes, interrupting plays on Sunday night. And I think that's where, if the Wild are going to make a run here in January, which they're already off to a good start with 4 of 6 in the stretch since Christmas, that's got to be where it comes from, is checking, physicality, interrupting plays, forcing mistakes, forcing turnovers. I thought the guys did a pretty good job of that on Sunday.
Wenatchee welcomes Moose Jaw to town at Town Toyota Center Friday night at 7 o'clock. Droughty says they hope the Warriors will be a little bit weary-legged after a mammoth bus trip.
Moose Jaw has one of the veteran goaltenders in the league, in Chase Wetzky. They'll be playing down in the U.S. division as part of that long road trip, so they'll be catching us at the tail end of the division. I think they play Spokane on the way home on Saturday, but it's a long road trip for Moose Jaw. And you look at where the Eastern Conference is. There are 5 teams in the Eastern Conference back of Wenatchee and Seattle, and Moose Jaw is one of them. So it's a long grind for the Warriors. Chance for the Wild to maybe take advantage of a team that is on a long bus trip. They'll hopefully bring the bus legs in with them, and a team that's still trying to figure out the penalty kill right now.
For information and tickets, go to WenatcheeWild.com or make that WenatcheeWildHockey.com. 20 prep basketball games fill the schedule for a Tuesday across north central Washington. Girls' schedule begins at 5:30 with Ephrata at East Valley, while Quincy travels to Toppenish. Cashmere plays at Wapato at 5:45, while Omak hosts Cascade. Chelan's on the road at Liberty Bell at 6. Other 6 o'clock games have Brewster at Lake Roosevelt, Okanagan hosts Bridgeport, Oroville visits Cascade Christian, and Aniat is at Pateros. Boys' schedule looks very similar, although there are some additions such as Wilson Creek and Garden City Academy at 6. Ephrata is at Quincy. Make that Ephrata and Quincy are both on the road at 7. Cashmere at Wapato at 7:15, while Cascade travels to Omak. 7:30 games have Liberty Bell hosting Chelan. Bridgeport's at Okanagan. Moses Lake Christian plays at Waterville Mansfield. Oroville visits Cascade Christian, and Pateros plays host to Aniat. Finally, there are some floors being covered in north central Washington by wrestling matches tonight. In fact, 3 matches to tell you about. Cascade hosting Omak at 5 o'clock. That's underway. Eastmont's hosting Sunnyside at 7 tonight, while Othello is at Ephrata. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Tuesday.
And that will do it for this Tuesday edition of the NCW Life Evening News. Remember, if you see news happening, let us know. Email your news tips to news@ncwlife.com or just give us a call at 888-6295. Our channel is also available on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCWLIFE, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.